Hi everyone, my name is Nisviera and you're watching It's Not That Complicated. Is that our main issue, basically. Unrealistic expectations. Is that our the main issue why we're single today? And I want to divide this video in four parts. First, what I've been seeing on the internet. Second, what is my reality. Third, what I really think is the real issue. And fourth is the conclusion of this video. What I've been watching in this video, and I watch a lot of videos in the manosphere, is that they say that unrealistic expectations in relationship uh, from women are the main issue. You want six-figure man. You want a man that's really, really tall. And when I say really, really tall, I'm talking about women. They are my height, and they want men. They're like, I don't know. I'm not gonna do on foot or inches because that's not my thing. I'm in Europe here. Okay, so imagine I'm 5'3" and women want men that are at least 180. So yeah, I can agree that's very unrealistic. Not unrealistic. You can find one, but why it has to be that tall? Why? I don't get it either. Anyways, and also assertive and sensitive. So what they're saying is that assertive and sensitive person or in touch with their feelings are mutually excluding. Whatever, you got it. Like they cannot coexist, basically. So that's where they say is the main issue is women's expectations in men and being very unrealistic, right? When it comes to my reality, we are not. My reality for me and for women that I know, we just want a man that makes the same or a little bit, or the same or more. And if he does make a little, if he does make less, it can be a little. I guess. Like, I don't see like money normally being the big issue because we can find it a lot of the times. So when it comes to money, I don't see us having issues in that department. Um, and for the ones that do are normally the women that settle. Like they find them normally when women find men that make less than them. In my bubble, in my reality, is usually when they find a man that doesn't have a job at all. But when they do, it's not an issue. Whatever the job is never an issue. When it comes to being tall, like I said, I do agree. Some of us um, exaggerate, but even to my tall ladies, sometimes I'm like, that the average man has this height, so the average man will be the same height as you. So just maybe if you're like 175, still for them 180 is not enough. And it's just like, the average height is your height. So if you just find a man taller than you, if he has everything else, would you like exclude him because of the height? Like that's just sad. For me, I want a guy who's taller than me, but I'm short, so I know it's easier for me than for my tall friends. Obviously, I don't agree if you're like my height and you want a guy who's freakishly tall. Like as long as he's taller than you, I can find a man that is taller than me. It's not that difficult. But I already dated men who were the same height as me because I just overlooked the height because other things were more important to me to a long-lasting relationship. It didn't last because when it comes to problem solving, we didn't solve problems the same way. We have a lot of disagreements with that, so that didn't work out because it wasn't something that I would take in consideration at the time. I was like, oh, as long as he's ambitious and he's a kind man and in touch with his spirituality and with his feelings, so what, he's light skinned because I have a preference for dark skin, but because my ex had all the other things that I think are more important for a long lasting relationship, I overlooked the physical things. He was light skinned, didn't have a thick beard like I normally like, and he wasn't taller than me. And I'm very short, so it's not that difficult for me to find a taller man. But I overlooked the physical things because, to other things were more important. And I think that's what we should usually do. But I know that's not what some women do. But I already seen friends of mine, even though they want a man like this and that and that, once they find a man that has the most important qualities, they overlooked the height. I'm talking about, my tall friends. They dated men. They were just the same height as them because yeah, I had other things that were important. So I, for my bubble, for my reality, I am watching women, considering considering what is more important. We have our preferences when it comes to physical things, but we overlook you know, to attend to the more important things. So this thing of women having realistic expectations, I understand that some of them do. It's just not my reality. It's just not what I'm doing. It's not what my friends are doing. So, and being sensitive and assertive, well, a lot of the men that I found that I dated were both. So I don't see how those are mutually excluded. I do understand that for men it's way more difficult for them to express themselves because of society telling them that they shouldn't. So I dated men where it was a little bit difficult to make them open up, but I always managed to to make them open up in some way, to be more vulnerable with me. So even though sometimes it can be frustrating, it can be long. I understand it's different for them. So they take their time, but they end up doing it. But I also did a man where it was so easy. I didn't need to try and make it a safe space for them. So I didn't need to do anything because it just came natural to them. So all of that to say that it's not mutually exclusive. I can understand it's difficult, but it those type of men exist. So, and now going to my reality, I think that the main issue or two, when it comes to showing interest in the beginning of a relationship, and the other one is expressing your expectations. I don't think, for my reality, at least for my bubble, is us expressing our expectations and not them being unrealistic. Um, so for the first is showing interest. I think well, women we get frustrated because they show interest in the beginning and they don't show after. And for what I could gather with information on YouTube and my experience, is that when a man shows you interest in the beginning, it doesn't show you after. After a long time, he start not showing that much interest. It's either three things: either he got to know you and he doesn't like you, that hurts, but it can happen, or he found somebody else where he had a better connection, so he stopped talking to you, stopped showing interest in you because he found somebody else, or you didn't show appreciation. You didn't show appreciation, so he stopped doing it because he didn't feel like, you know, what he was doing was being appreciated, was being, it felt like it didn't mean nothing to you, so he stopped doing it. So maybe as girls we need to show more appreciation and be more reciprocal with the feeling. And sometimes they show appreciation and then stop showing and they come back. When they come back, it just means that the other girl didn't work out. So do with that information whatever you want to. But that usually what happens. Otherwise, men are usually consistent. So if you just show appreciation and you show that you like them back, uh, they won't. They usually don't stop. And sometimes they stop because they already got you. They take you for granted. Just make sure that that's not going to fly with you. It's not because we're dating that all of a sudden you gotta stop doing whatever you were doing. No, continue. And that's something that man, that's a really big issue we have with men, is that sometimes, yes, we don't show appreciation, but other times we do everything right. You guys still stop. And it's because you think because we're already dating you, you're already your girlfriend, that you don't need to put on the effort. But man, please continue, because that's how you maintain the relationship. And the second issue, to me, I think it is not expressing expectation. If you expect your man to be attentive and, romantic, say that's what you're expecting. Say that's what you would like. Say that's what you will want, and ask him what he expects from you, so he doesn't get frustrated with you either. Just express what you guys want, and that's what you get when you express your expectations. I express to you I would like to be married one day, have kids, and be in a monogamous relationship. And he wants to live in separate apartments. He doesn't want to get married, and he believes in open relationships. So, that's what you get when you express right at the beginning what you want, what you would like. So nobody is wasting anybody's time. And to conclude, I just would like to say, if whatever you see on the internet, on social media, just think if this applies to you first. If the women that they're talking about, are you one of them? The man they're saying that it's desirable. Do you want that type of man? And then you can assess for yourself if you would like to take that advice or not. Because even if you identify, if you don't want to take the advice, you're free to not take the advice. But if you don't identify, I don't see why would you try to apply those things, because it's just not your reality. So from this past year of watching these YouTubers, a lot of them, I realized that the type of women that they're talking about, just not me, is not my friends. And the type of men that they're talking about is just not the type of men I want. I identify some of them, and I apply to those things that I identify, and I try to pass the word to my friends. But just in a general spectrum, it's just not me. It's just not my reality. It's just not my bubble. So even for you watching this video, maybe what I just said doesn't apply to you. And that's okay. So feel free to go to the comment section and what you guys think it is. What you guys think is a real issue when it comes to dating. What has been your issue in dating, and so we can share experience and see multiple points of view. And so if you like it, click the like button, subscribe, share this video, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Bye.